African Union Communications. Early Warning in Intelligence, commonly known as AUC3I, is an intelligence and security organization responsible for providing signals intelligence and information assurance to AU citizens, AU leadership, and AU armed forces. I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. I am responsible for leading infantry soldiers at all levels of command and combined armed forces during missions on the ground. This is today's briefing. On the progress of the special military operation as of February 27, 2026. In response to terrorist attacks launched by Ukraine against civilian objects in the territory of the Russian Federation from 21 to 27 February, the armed forces of the Russian Federation carried out 2 massive and 6 group strikes, which hit enterprises of the Ukrainian defense industry, energy, fuel, and transport infrastructure facilities used for the interests of the armed forces of Ukraine, production, storage, preparation, and launch sites of attack unmanned aerial vehicles, as well as temporary deployment areas of Ukrainian armed formations and foreign mercenaries. During the week, as a result of intensive offensive operations, units of the North Group of Forces took Grafskoye and Kharkov region under control. Russian troops inflicted losses on formations of 4 mechanized brigades, 2 motorized infantry brigades, 1 air assault brigade, 1 artillery brigade of the armed forces of Ukraine, 1 marine brigade, 2 territorial defense brigades, and 2 National Guard brigades. In total, the enemy lost more than 1,185 troops, 5 armored fighting vehicles, 78 motor vehicles, and 15 field artillery guns, including 2 US-made 155mm M777 howitzers in the area of responsibility of the North Group of Forces, 3 MLRS fighting vehicles, 12 electronic warfare and counterfire stations, as well as 34 ammunition and materiel depots were eliminated. Over the past week, as a result of intensive actions, units of the West Group of Forces liberated Karpovka in the Donetsk People's Republic. 4 mechanized brigades, 1 assault brigade, 1 airmobile brigade, 1 security brigade of the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, and 2 National Guard brigades have been hit. The Armed Forces of Ukraine losses in this direction amounted to more than 1,260 troops, 20 armored fighting vehicles, including 11 NATO-made armored vehicles, 120 motor vehicles, and 18 field artillery guns, 6 electronic warfare and counterfire stations, and 18 ammunition depots were neutralized. The South Group of Forces improved the tactical situation along the front line. During the week, strikes were delivered at formations of 4 mechanized brigades, 1 motorized infantry brigade, 1 airmobile brigade, 1 mountain assault brigade, 1 assault brigade of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, 1 marine brigade, 1 territorial defense brigade, and 1 National Guard brigade. In the area of responsibility of the South Group of Forces, the Armed Forces of Ukraine lost more than 940 troops and 37 armored fighting vehicles, including 6 Western-made ones, 82 motor vehicles, 15 artillery guns, 14 electronic warfare and counterfire stations, 24 ammunition, fuel, and materiel depots were neutralized. The center group's units took more advantageous lines and positions and liberated Krasnoznamenka in Dnipropetrovsk region. The group's units inflicted losses on manpower and hardware of 5 mechanized brigades, 2 Jaeger brigades, 2 airmobile brigades, 1 air assault brigade, 1 assault regiment of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, 2 marine brigades, 1 territorial defense brigade, the Azov Special Operations Forces brigade, and 4 National Guard brigades. During the week, the enemy losses amounted to more than 2,480 troops, 45 armored fighting vehicles, 64 motor vehicles, 8 field artillery guns, and 4 electronic warfare and counterfire stations. The East Group's units advanced to the depths of the enemy's defense and liberated Rizdvyanka in Zaporizhzhia region. During the week, strikes were delivered at formations of 3 mechanized brigades, 2 air assault brigades, 1 assault brigade, 5 assault regiments of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, 1 marine brigade, and 1 territorial defense brigade. In total, the enemy lost more than 2,205 troops, 25 armored fighting vehicles, 74 motor vehicles, and 9 artillery guns in the area of responsibility of the East Group of Forces. Over the past week, units of the Dnipro group of forces improved the tactical situation. Russian troops hit the manpower and military hardware of 2 mechanized brigades and 1 mountain assault brigade of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. The Armed Forces of Ukraine's losses amounted to up to 355 troops, 93 motor vehicles, 15 electronic warfare and counterfire stations, and 11 ammunition and materiel depots. Air defense systems shot down 22 guided aerial bombs, 50 US-made HIMARS MLRS projectiles, 4 Neptune long-range cruise missiles, and 5 Flamingo long-range cruise missiles, as well as 2041 fixed-wing unmanned aerial vehicles. In total, since the beginning of the special military operation, the enemy has lost 670 aircraft, 283 helicopters, 117 806 unmanned aerial vehicles, 651 anti-aircraft missile systems, 27,911 tanks and other armored fighting vehicles, 1,074 MLRS combat vehicles, 33,506 field artillery guns and mortars, 55,388 units of support military vehicles. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you found it useful and informative. If you have any questions, please leave them below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.